one was actually the hospitals have to get newborn screenings to DOH within 24 hours. They were unable because there was a travel ban and the roads were treacherous. We actually sent troopers to 45 different hospitals to pick up those tests and drive them ourselves to DOH, Department of Health. Yeah. Absolutely.
So our government team made over 400 contacts with municipal and county workers across the state. I really want to give a shout out to them. They were working around the clock just to reach out, and sometimes that proactive reach out actually alerted some of our municipalities to problems on the road or different things that were going on that they needed to address. So we've been working very closely and will continue to do so to make sure that everyone's working together to get the best results for people across New Jersey. I am very hopeful that with the warmer weather, with possible rain on Friday, that we can see, instead of this snow coming in impacting us too much, that we can start to see getting rid of the snow. I think we all just want to see our grass again right now.
There are residents who maybe have roads that weren't plowed or even sold. Who should they reach out to?
So they should reach out to their town managers to alert them to the fact that their road, they need some support on the roads.
And for Chris, NJ Transit schedules, railroad schedules, are they back to normal? And then are you going to be modifying with snow potentially on the way to
Well, as of today, they're operating on a modified weekend schedule. Our expectation is we'll be back to our regular portal construction schedule, which we had before the snowstorm. But again, I want to see what happens with the snow tonight, and then we'll make decisions.
Did you guys run into any issues during this storm?
Oh, lots of issues.
Major
Lots of major issues. So there were trees down. There was we had catenary issues. There were switches that were not warming up. Look, crews had to go personally with a shovel and remove snow from switches. So this was no ordinary storm. As the governor said, we had hundreds and hundreds of workers making sure we can get the system back on.
The biggest frustration was that we just had a snowstorm, and now we have another 2 feet, right? So we all were just kind of digging out from the last one. But, as you were hearing, these guys kind of make it look easy, but to get to this point today, to get to Blacktop, as you're seeing on the screens behind me, to get to the point where transit's open, to get to the point where our state roads are up and running and at full speed, no speed restrictions, that took an incredible amount of work. I mean, just hearing, when we were in the middle of this with 65-mile-per-hour winds and snow drifts and snow banks up to 5 feet, and they're trying to get the airport up and running in Atlantic City, and they send a guy out in a truck and they lose him, and he gets lost on the runway in the snow. I think it's easy on a sunny day like this to forget that in the middle of the night you have zero visibility and you have workers hiking in to repair power lines. So that's why I just want to keep reiterating what a debt of gratitude we owe to all of the public service workers. And the thing that really got me was when I had an early morning meeting yesterday, what people wanted to pass on, what people here wanted to pass on to me was that workers were so appreciative of the people of New Jersey for staying off the roads, for making their job, their really dangerous, tough job, just a little bit easier, and that they were just saying, please let people know how appreciative we are. I'm like, we're so appreciative of what you're doing. And then as far as shoveling snow, I hate to admit this, but no, I made my husband do it. It happens. Mm-hmm. You know, I think what the federal government needs to be focused on right now, instead of attacking states like New Jersey working to keep people safe, is actually training their ICE agents with some modicum of training, like any law enforcement officer in the state of New Jersey would have, so that they can operate better and more safely. Thanks.
Do you plan on allowing the state to get involved at all in the Roxbury Detention Center?
We're looking at our options right now. As you know, I very much supported the last administration in making it illegal to have private detention facilities. As someone who worked at the U.S. Attorney's Office, we don't have private detention facilities to house for any of our prisons. I'm against private detention facilities, and we know with GEO, for example, who does the Delaney Hall, they've had complaints across the nation. We've seen really bad outcomes and poor conditions and dangerous conditions for people in those facilities. So I'm opposed to private detention facilities. We're looking at our options now.
This one's going to be private, the ones that they're putting in Roxbury is?
Yes.